don't think the jury listened to the facts of the case. I don't know why they didn't, but I do not think they did listen to the facts of the case. They probably had their mind made up within an hour and a half after they were on the stand, which was, after the trial began, which at that time nothing had been presented except the prosecution side of the case. But it's obvious to me that there was, well, let me put it this way. If a police chief was drinking, had the day off, would he go to the trouble to come by the police station if he was drinking and be in contact with personnel who he was supervisor over? And then would he go to 3 other police department employees, detectives, sergeants, and etc., and contact them if he was drinking? I certainly wouldn't come around my place of business if I was drinking.
Murder charges were filed against Buster Cantrell and Patty Cantrell.
Could you describe them, please, sir?
Buster Cantrell is described as a white male, about 25 years old. He has real dark black hair. Patsy, or Patty Cantrell, is described as a white female, about 22, 23, 5'3", 100 pounds. She has long blonde hair. Warrants have since been obtained on both subjects for armed robbery and assault to murder, along with the murder warrants.
Our drug treatment center has been founded with the idea that there are people who are having trouble with drugs and who feel that they're being harmed by drugs. It's our purpose to help these people if we're able to. In other words, we're attempting to pick up casualties from drug use, and we are not in the process of trying to determine whether there is drug abuse involved, but whether the individual is being harmed by drugs.
What problems do you experience being an Indian?
I don't experience any problems, I think. Yeah, I told you that a while ago.
Well, what is your life like? Is there any differences at all? What do you hope to accomplish in a seminar of Indian culture?
Well, there's a little problem of identity that the Indian people have, but I don't think it's limited just to just the Indian people. It's just about every race or every individual.
I want to emphasize that Indians are individuals concerning tribes. Tribes are just as individual as the next.
Why is it necessary to know who your ancestors were?
Well, we got to know where we came from in order to go forward.
Dallas Parkland Hospital is one of two county-operated hospitals where last month it cost you and I over $1 million to pay for bills that couldn't or would not be paid by persons receiving medical care there. Over $409,000 of that money has just been termed uncollectible from persons who cannot or will not pay their bills. We talked about this problem with Dallas County Commissioner John Whittington.
The thing to really be encouraged by is this fact, that last year the cost of operating Parkland Memorial Hospital was borne 6% less in that year than the year before by taxes. That is, in the year 1970, the costs were paid by other sources than the citizens' taxes. And this is a trend that we're going to increase. We have an excellent board there, an excellent staff. They work on these matters. But they are increasing. Everything else is increasing, but just don't become afraid because everything's increasing. You have to watch your percentages and the trends.
the electric power industry is perhaps unique among all industries in this country. Electric power is a vital part of everything that we do in our living, in our work, commerce, industry, agriculture, everything is geared today to electric power. And electric loads are doubling about every 8 years or so. This means that every 8 years we've got to double our present generating capacity, substantially increase our transmission capability, and of course heavy up our distribution system all the way through. American people do use a lot of electric power. They're using more of it, and we're getting more Americans with every passing year, too.